All right. Good morning, everyone. And on the behalf of the program committee, I want to welcome all of you to the Open vSwitch 2015 Fall Conference. I'm Ben Pfaff, and I just have a few minutes of sort of housekeeping information about the conference before we leap into the first talk. So. First of all, I just wanted to say something about why we're calling it OVS Orbit. So there may be a tendency among those of us who spend most of our time on Open vSwitch to assume that that it is an end in itself. But in my opinion, it's actually the relationships between Open vSwitch and other projects related to it and surrounding it. You might say orbiting it. That really are the key to its value and its success. OVS would not be nearly as useful without the close integration with hypervisors, with cloud management systems, and other software. And that's the reason for the orbit theme of this conference. So this is something I like to do each time I give some sort of a major talk on Open vSwitch. I like to induct people into what I call the Open vSwitch Hall of Fame. And this is something that I've invented, and it just consists of those people who've contributed 10 or more commits to Open vSwitch over its lifetime. So I can see many people in the audience who belong to this exclusive club. And there are 5 more people who qualify since last OVS Con, and you can see all of them on the list here. I know that some of you are in the audience, so if you are, please stand up for a moment so we can give you a brief round of applause. Thanks a lot. Open vSwitch wouldn't be the same without its wide and diverse base of contributors. So about our agenda today. So the agenda is posted at the URL you can see on the slide there. You can also get to it by going to openvswitch.org and then clicking on the link for the schedule. So what we have for you today is first a keynote from Chris Wright at Red Hat, and then Russell Bryant and Justin Pettit and I will give an introduction to OVN, which is a new major project within the Open vSwitch code base that we've started to work on since January. We'll have a number of sessions of talks throughout the day. Most of our talks will be 20 minutes with 5 minutes reserved for questions. We'll have lunch from 11:30 to 12:40, and in the afternoon there will be an ice cream social sponsored by Red Hat. At the end of the day, we'll have a brief closing, and we will distribute the conference T-shirts. And when you come back tomorrow, we'll have more talks. We'll have a series of lightning talks, which are 5-minute talks. That just give you a little taste of a topic. And we'll also have a game show segment, which I hope will be a lot of fun. So some notes for speakers. First of all, please send us your slides. If you're giving a lightning talk, please send them to the OVS Con email address by the end of today so that we can queue them all up quickly for tomorrow morning. And if you're presenting a full talk, please send them either today or tomorrow to us so that we can post them alongside the video on the website. Let's see, a couple more points that I somehow omitted from this slide. So we do not, unfortunately, have the capability of handling a VGA connector on laptops. So if your laptop does not have an HDMI or mini HDMI / DisplayPort connector, then talk to one of us. We will find another way. Perhaps we will lend you a laptop for your talk. A little more housekeeping information for everybody, not just for speakers. First of all, the conference Wi-Fi access point is named Meeting Room, and there is no password for that. Second, to get your parking validated so that you pay only $10 instead of $29 for the day, bring your parking ticket to the registration desk at lunchtime or afterward, and we'll have a machine for validating that. So we're going to have a game show segment tomorrow. If you want to be one of the contestants, come talk to me at lunch today, and we'll get our team set up. I thought it might be worth pointing out a little bit of the history of the Open vSwitch gatherings. So a couple of years ago, we had a hackathon that was almost purely virtual through IRC and email, and that led us to believe that there was that there would be a number of participants if we did an in-person hackathon. So Cisco hosted one in San Jose in 2014 in spring, and what we found out was that most of the people attending were in fact not hackers, and very little hacking went on. But they all were people who were interested in Open vSwitch, and so we organized some impromptu talks. And that led us to believe that there would be an audience for a larger conference. So last year, we had our first OVS Con at VMware in Palo Alto. There were 200 attendees, which was the capacity of the room, and there were over 100 on the waiting list. So that led me to think that for this year, if I arrange for a capacity of 300, that would satisfy the demand. But this year, we have 300 registered attendees, plus about 150 on a waiting list. So what we're seeing each time is a 50% increase in demand. So you can imagine that we'll try to plan something even bigger for next year. So the program this year was organized by a program committee that consisted of me and Justin Pettit from VMware, and Thomas Graf from Noiro Networks, and Russell Bryant from Red Hat. And this year, we weren't able to accommodate all the talks, so we had to be a little bit choosy. And you can see there some of the selection criteria that we used as we were deciding on the talks. We also found some talk proposals that seemed closely related to us, and so we encouraged the people proposing those to merge them into single talks, and so you'll see the results of that a little bit later. We have a new round of T-shirts for the conference. They'll be available starting at the closing today. If there are extras after the conference, then historically we've made those available for shipping soon after the conference, and I plan to do that again this year. We also have something new this year, a gift for the speakers. It's a ceramic mug with the Open vSwitch logo on it. If you're speaking, then please feel free to stop by the registration desk and pick up your mug. Finally, we have several stickers, two different varieties with the conference logo on them, and you can pick those up at the registration desk also. And if there are extras, then again we'll make them available for mailing starting next week. So that's my introduction here.